In this video, we will look at Apple stock. First, we're going to look at the main segments of the Apple business. Then, we're going to look at the main possible catalysts. And then, we will try to come up with the fair value of Apple stock. So, let's get started. First of all, if you are not subscribed to the channel, you can do this by pressing the subscribe button under the video. You will not miss a single new video. Okay, according to the recent report, 80% of the revenue comes from products and 20% comes from the services. An important thing to note here is that more and more revenue comes from the services. The percentage of services is increasing. If we look at the main sources of sales by category, we can see that iPhones are the main sources of sales. Then comes services. Apple sells 10 times more iPhones than iPads and 7 times more iPhones than Macs. In the current environment, the inflation is around 7%, and that is on the conservative side, because according to many sources, the inflation is even higher. We need to consider investing in companies that have healthy balance sheet and solid fundamentals. We also need to consider the companies that have a wide moat. In case of Apple, when users are starting using their products, they continue to use their products, so the switching costs are extremely high. For example, I have an iMac, iPhone 11, I use MacBook when I travel. So I have a lot of Apple products, and Apple has a great ecosystem. When you start using their products, it is very hard to switch to other products. All my family are using iOS devices. So the switching costs are extremely high. It is extremely time consuming to learn new software, new ways how things work. So that is why Apple has a huge moat. Another very positive sign is that Apple continues to repurchase its shares. As Warren Buffett famously said, if they continue doing that, I'll be the last shareholder. So Apple is constantly repurchasing its shares at the rate of around 4%. As a result, this increases earnings per share. A major future catalyst for Apple is that they have extremely large research and development budget. Tim Cook in his interview said that they have around 14,000 VR apps and users are using VR more and more. So the next major product can be in the metaverse, and that is the major catalyst for Apple. Okay, when researching a stock, what I really like to see is that if gurus are buying at the same price level that I am considering entering the position. And in the recent quarter, I do not see gurus that I follow purchasing the stock. For example, Li Lu, the investor that I follow, purchased Apple in the fourth quarter of 2020. The average price was around 120. That is not a negative sign by itself that gurus aren't buying the stock. It's just something to consider. Okay, now let's try to come up with a fair value of Apple stock. First, we need the growth rate. Analysts are projecting for the growth rate of earnings per share to be around 6 to 10%. Now let's make the calculation of the fair value. We use the current earnings per share and current price to earnings. We use the growth rate of 10%. I have made a separate video how to make this type of calculation. What we basically do is that we take current earnings per share, grow them using the growth rate, multiply by future price to earnings, and then discount them back to today using the required rate of return of 10%. After adjusting for net debt, we get the fair value of Apple stock of around $160 per share, which implies that the stock is trading at around its fair value. Okay, I would love to own Apple stock. Apple is a great business. I use Apple products all the time. But when entering the position, I need a higher margin of safety. If the stock pulls back to 140 or 120, I will definitely consider entering the position. Here is the video where I analyze Google stock. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you can do this by pressing this button. You will not miss a single new video. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.